dark and cloudy as we get ready to kick things off here from Roy Rogers Field in McDermott, Ohio, the home of the Northwest Mohawks, who are going to look to advance to 2-0 on this young season, taking on the McClain Tigers, who are also 2-0 coming into this contest as well. Alongside Tim Daly, I'm Dewey Daly, once again coming to you from Roy Rogers Field here at Northwest High School, home of the Mohawks. Dan, it's been a pretty exciting season so far. We had 2 games last week, one on Thursday and one on Friday. Hopefully this week 2 game can live up to the excitement we've had so far here in 2023. A season ago, it was 36-35. McClain took that one. Obviously, that game played back at Greenfield, so we'll see what happens here tonight for the Tigers, coming off of a 41-23 win over Adena. Andrew Potts on the ground, 24 attempts for 114 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 catches for 33 yards, and then Caden Pinwell, 6 rushes for 118 yards, a touchdown, and then 3 catches for 63 yards, and also had a receiving touchdown. And quarterback Drake Stapleton was 8 for 17 for 144 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Now for the Mohawks, a 38-8 win over Southeastern in Week 1. So both teams coming off of wins over schools in the South Valley Conference. Quarterback Jake Brown was 7 of 15 for 129 yards and 3 touchdowns. Connor Lentz, 6 catches for 129 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns. Also had a 90-yard kick return for a touchdown, an interception, and a fumble recovery. So Lentz, a Kellen Winslow-like game back in Week 1. On the ground for the Mohawks, it was Colton Campbell, 9 attempts for 66 yards and a touchdown, and then tight end Carter Runyon had 2 receptions for 13 yards. He was the second leading receiver for the Mohawks in Week 1. Should be an exciting matchup. A little bit under 3 minutes to go here. Dad, what are you expecting? I know you haven't seen these teams yet, but just based on the stats from last week, what do you expect to see from both of these teams coming in here tonight?
Well, number one, I think it's an evenly matched game with 2 programs that are searching, trying to level up a little bit here, and two programs. Of course, everybody in Week 2 is kind of still looking for some type of identity, but it's a good Week 2 matchup. I know for me, this is the first time I've been to this campus to view a football game, and this is a little slice of heaven down here. I mean, this kind of reminds me a little bit, and I'm sure our listening audience is a little more familiar maybe with Paint Valley's setup. This is very similar to that, with the hills and the timber and the whatnot in the background, and what a great facility. Nice press box. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Of course, you can see it's field turf and whatever. So, I mean, if kids, in my opinion, of course, I may be, I realize I'm old, but if you can't get excited to play in an environment like this, then you probably need to be taken to the doctor.
A big thank you to not only the head coach, but the athletic director, Bill Crabtree, as well as the rest of the athletic department here at Northwest High School. One of the few fields that we actually get set up inside the press box. It doesn't happen too often. We were there down in Portsmouth, and outside of that, I don't believe we've been inside any other press boxes so far. I know at Southeastern they had us inside the press box, and at Huntington as well, but majority of the time we're up top, with nothing wrong with that, but it's always nice to switch it up a little bit and get put inside the press box. So big thank you to the athletic department here at Northwest, also for providing starting lineups and rosters. Same can be said for the McClain Tigers as well. And a little under a minute to go here before we get things rolling in Week 2. An hour late, as the heat that was here, although I think the rain kind of pushed that away, was a bit of a concern, which is why it's now been pushed back to an 8 o'clock start, contrary to the typical 7 o'clock start. So we'll see what happens here. It's nearly dark already, and we haven't even kicked off yet. In terms of the coin toss, the Mohawks won the toss, decided to defer to the second half, so McClain will receive to open up this one. Carter Runyon on to boot it away for the Mohawks. Gunners are ready. Runyon on the way, and we are underway here in Week 2. Kick is by TD Matestic back towards his 2-yard line, where eventually he scoops it up and is brought down inside his own 10. That's the kicker, Carter Runyon, in on the tackle.
Let me tell you something. He was more than brought down. He got whacked. Not exactly the start you're looking for if you're Greenfield. These guys are in a little gun. Uh-oh, they got problems.
So first down and 10 on their own 9. A flag on the play. Looks like it'll be offsides on the Mohawks.
Yeah, Greenfield coming out in a little spread, a little 2-by-2 with their back offset to, I believe it was to the right of the quarterback. Of course, the count drew the left end off. And it looks like to me that Northwest is sitting in a man free. Yeah, for sure. So you got 7 in the box. That tells you to throw it.
So now first down and 5 on the 14, handoff right up the middle. That's Andrew Potts on the carry. Short gain on the play.
Again, little inside zone to the running back, pick up of a yard or two, but remember, aided by the 5-yard penalty, so it's a short, it's about 2nd and 3. Now they're empty. And that's what they're doing. They're man freeing it and empty. They're going straight man.
Stapleton pass over the middle looking for Potts on a inside route. Pass is incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Starting offensive line for the Tigers. Left tackle number 67, Caleb Fryer. Now to the guard, Gabe Gilbert. Center, Jaden Allison. Right guard, Cade Sponsel. And right tackle, Gunnar Bodie.
Again, I didn't see who had. There was quite a bit of pressure there, and actually, the quarterback took a pretty good shot after the throw, but the throw wasn't very accurate. Now a little empty this way.
3rd down and 3 on the 16. Stapleton alone in the backfield, looks to pass over the middle. He's got Potts close to a first down. We'll see where the mark is.
I don't think it's a first down. Again, straight man. That's the free safety on the back. He got it to him really quick. A really good open field tackle by Lentz.
The 4th down and about half a yard here for the Tigers. Ball is on the 18, line to gain close to the 18 and a half. Tigers going to look to punt it away here. Seth Weller back to boot it away.
Oh, he could have easily run that if he had that option.
Carter Runyon back deep for the Mohawks. Will let it roll, and it'll be downed on the Mohawk 40-yard line by Cameron Medley. And that is where we'll get our first look at this Mohawk offense here in week 2.
Sophomore.
First down and 10, handoff to Campbell right up the middle across the 45-yard line. Yeah, pickup of 7 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for Northwest.
Again, just an inside power run.
9 carries for Campbell last week, 66 yards and a score.
Little wing tee.
Brown will hand it off. That's Campbell once again close to a first down.
I believe he got it. Back-to-back carries for Colton Campbell, 7 on the first one. And he doesn't look to be the type of kid that's going to shy away from. Boy, I tell you, that's not a very good mark. And that kid runs hard. He's not going to elude very many people. He's a straight north and south runner.
So 2 carries and a first down for Colton Campbell in this Northwest offense. 1st and 10 at midfield. Brown will hand it off. That's Campbell once again across the 50. He breaks away down the right sideline before being pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Another first down for Northwest.
I'm kind of liking this announcer.
First down and 10 on the Tiger 34. Brown will hand it off. Here's Campbell for the 4th time in a row. Stopped just past the line of scrimmage. Pickup of 1 on the play.
Again, what ends up happening is the first few times they run inside like that, you know, it kind of gives the defense something to adjust to. And I think that now, we'll see what happens in the future here, but I think Greenfield may be a little bit more prepared to handle that inside run.
Something to get excited for Northwest. I believe their fight song is similar to Ohio State's fight song as well. So we'll wait to see if they drop into the end zone and see if we get that rolling. 2nd down and 9 on the 33. Reverse here to Connor Lentz across the 30-yard line before being driven back. Spot will be at the 30, so pick up a 4 on the play for Connor Lentz.
Again, the old inside reverse, old wing T play. Jim Thorpe right now would be a very happy guy if he was watching this game. But again, it's a very easy ball control offense, very few opportunities to turn the ball over. I mean, if you can have success doing this, it's tough to defend.
3rd down and 7. Handoff to Ferguson across the 30-yard line. Flag on the play. First carry for sophomore Ethan Ferguson. Have a hold on Northwest that'll push them back 10.
Yeah, again, with this style of offense, that becomes a big problem. You have to be able to execute this offense really to perfection and block people. Penalties kill you because now they're sitting here. It's 3rd and about 14 or 15. They're behind the sticks, and they're going to be forced to throw. There's no question. I got everything I own. This will probably be some type of waggle. Well, they're just going straight gun, so they're spreading it out.
7 of 15 for 129 yards last week for Brown.
Motion to trips.
Brown rolling to his right, pressure back to his left.
He's got room.
He'll look to take it himself before being brought down by 2 Tigers at at the Tiger 40-yard line. So brought down for a loss.
Yeah, see, one simple mistake, you catch the penalty, and the next thing you know, you can't hold on to the ball. It requires a lot of discipline.
4th down and 16 on the Tiger 41.
Looks like Greenfield may pick up a few yards here on the change of possession.
Carter Runyon on to boot it away. That is Connor Lentz on to boot it away. This one will roll into the end zone for a touchback, and the Tigers will take over on the 20-yard line. Second look now at this McClain Tiger offense here in week 2. 1st and 10 on their own 20. Potts and Penwell in the backfield alongside Stapleton. Ball is moved up to the 25-yard line. Originally, I thought touchbacks were to the 20.
Well, I did too.
But as of now, the touchback results in the Tigers starting things off here on their own 25. 1st and 10, under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Handoff to Potts to the right side, up the right hash across the 30-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Again, just straight inside zone run, power football. Trying to create some 2nd and 3rd manageables.
Second down and 4 on the 31. Handoff to Potts once again. Bounces it out to the right side before coming back to the right hash.
I really believe that was the same play.
Short gain on the play now, 3rd down and 2. Back-to-back carries for Andrew Potts to start off this drive for McClain. This time, handoff to Penwell. Has to get to the 35-yard line. Did not get there. Colton Campbell and Carter Runyon in on the tackle. Once again, McClain faced with a 4th and less than 1.
I think you got to kick this.
On the previous drive, they punted it away on 4th and less than a yard. This time, it appears they're going to go for it. Handoff to Potts straight ahead. He's got the 1st down and more after that up to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 5 on the play for Potts. New set of downs for the Tigers.
Yeah, and I really believe that Northwest was, and I was too, expecting a punt and just really wasn't really ready for any type of play. And again, just simple, straightforward, under the center, straight dive play. But back to this formation here.
1st and 10 on their own 39. Flag before the play. We'll have a false
tackle
start on the Tigers. Penalty pushes the Tigers back 5. Now 1st and 15 on their own 35. Potts in the backfield alongside Stapleton. He'll get the ball. Across the 40-yard line and being pushed forward to the 45. Pickup of 10, 11, maybe 12 on the play for Potts.
Again, pretty easy to tell that that Potts is their guy.
24 carries a week ago. 114 yards, 4 touchdowns for the senior Potts.
Wouldn't surprise me if he got closer. I mean, based on what I've seen so far, he may get closer to 30 this week.
2nd down and 4 on the 46. Stapleton fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, looks to throw, looking for number 12, Penwell. Passes incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Little RPO, little JT Barrett style. Again, if in my opinion, if the quarterback puts any kind of touch on that ball at all and makes that ball catchable, that was going to be at least a 1st down and maybe 5-8 yards more.
3 catches for 63 yards last week for Penwell.
Again, another 3rd down.
3rd down and 4 on the 46. Stapleton to throw, dumps it off to Potts. He's got the 1st down across midfield, across the Mohawk 45-yard line. New set of downs for the Tigers, who are now in Mohawk territory.
Again, just a simple check down route out of the backfield and no coverage at all that play for Northwest. They brought the play side linebacker. I'm not even sure if the running back was accounted for.
5 catches between both tailbacks last week for McClain. Now 1st and 10 on the Northwest 44.
Got 6 in the box. You should be able to run.
Stapleton fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself across the line of scrimmage. Comes up just short of the 40-yard line.
Again, love the call. Love the call because they've stuck it up into Potts' gut. Probably what? He's got to have 6, 7 carries already, and then he'll pull it out, which that play has, you know, not only did they pick up about 4 yards, that play has a lot of purpose.
If you're just now tuning in, and 8 o'clock start time, contrary to the typical 7 o'clock. I know many teams did still start at 7, but the Heat pushed this game back to 8 o'clock. 2nd down and 7 on the 41. Stapleton rolls to the near sideline, flips it to Potts across the 40-yard line, comes up just short of the line to gain.
He's about 2 yards short. Again, speed option, not very well run by the quarterback. That almost end up really being a toss to the tailback. But he, you know, the quarterback's got to do a better job of attacking the edge of the play and the line of scrimmage. All that really was a delayed toss. I got the feeling that we'll see that again. Again, that play has purpose because you have to defend it. What do you think this is, Dewey?
Handoff right up the middle. That's Potts. He's close to the 1st down. We'll see where the spot is.
Nah, he's easily 1st down. He's dragging people. They're just getting in there, and, you know, probably my guess is foot-to-foot splits and just wedging the play out there. And you know, Northwest got to get in the gaps and dig worms, low helmet, high rear end, and try to create a pile.
Now under 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter of this Week 2 matchup between 2 unbeaten teams, those being the visiting McClain Tigers and home Northwest Mohawks. Handoff to Potts, runs out of room. He's going to try to bounce it out to the left side. Nowhere to go for Potts. Brought down by
pretty well defended.
Pretty well defended.
And again, Potts is not trying to avoid contact either. He's not, you know, I would say, you know, we'd call it wiggle. He doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle, but if the play's blocked and he gets a little bit of daylight, he can certainly slam through there.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 on the Northwest 33-yard line. Stapleton rolling to his right, looks to throw. He'll dump it off to Potts behind the line of scrimmage across the 30-yard line. Pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Again, kind of a flood look, but definitely a check down route and trying to get to the, you know, Potts the ball in space. And he did make 2 guys miss. Otherwise, they had the play pretty well defended, but he absolutely made the first 2 guys miss and picked up a very manageable 3rd and 6, especially in 4-down territory.
3rd down and 6 on the 29. Stapleton looks to throw. Screen pass to the left side. That's Pinwell across the 30-yard line. Short gain on the play.
Just a little spot route. Didn't pull any linemen. Didn't really do a very good job blocking. Just throw it out to the guy and let him try to make some hay.
Carter Runyon in on the tackle for the Mohawks. Looks like this could take us to the end of the 1st quarter.
No question.
Still scoreless after 1 here at Ray Rogers Field. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
Scoreless after 1 here at Roy Rogers Field. 4th down and 4 for the Tigers on the Mohawk 27. Dan, we'll talk offensively first. What did you see from both teams in the first quarter?
Well, definitely the style of football today is a throwback style, even though you'll see, and we've seen a lot of spread concepts out of Greenfield mostly. Both teams, no question, want to run the football, and this is going to be a ground and pound game. And I can tell you this, the first quarter just went like that. So we'll see. But I don't, based on what I've seen, I wouldn't expect any major changes. And I think the first team that gets ahead and tries to get the other team out of what they want to do or what they can do, then we'll go from there.
If you didn't get a chance to check out this week's episode of Overtime presented by McDonald's, came out yesterday at noon, as all football episodes do. John Bruce, that is, wrapped up the episode talking about this matchup as our game of the week. Take a little pride so far. I predicted this game would be low scoring. Now, I know we're only through one quarter, but it was a fast first quarter, still scoreless. 4th down and 4 here for the Tigers. They're going to look to go for it on the Mohawk 27. Stapleton rolls to his right. Airing it out, he's got a receiver across the 25-yard line, 1st down.
Again, probably the most up-tempo play that we've seen, and just a straight. And I can tell you, too, Northwest had the heat coming. If he'd have held that ball just a half a beat more, he wouldn't have gotten it off. But an accurate throw moved the sticks.
Was Max Eikenberry on the catch for the Tigers. 1st and 10 on the 21. Handoff to Potts, right up the gut, nowhere to go. Tough stop there for the Mohawk D-line. No gain on the play.
Let me tell you something, too. Old Colton Campbell brought the wood.
Looks like they'll give Potts a pickup of 1 yard on the carry to bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Again, and you're seeing, mostly inside running, but you look at these formations, these are air raid formations. I mean, now they're in empty.
2nd down and 9, Stapleton alone in the backfield. He'll look to throw, airing it out to the right side. He's got Potts on the right hash across into midfield, across the
1st down,
10-yard line. 1st down, McClain.
Again, Potts making, showing a little versatility, running a little slant. I think that was a one-man route. I think he had his eyes on Potts the whole time. The DB allowed inside leverage. Stapleton delivered an accurate pass, and here we go, 1st and goal.
New set of downs for the Tigers. 1st and goal on the 10.
This is Potts.
Stapleton will give it to Potts across the 10-yard line. Comes up just short of the 5. Pickup of 4 yards on the carry. Still 2nd and goal.
Again, and they've run this play multiple times, not just an inside zone play. And Potts he's showing a little wiggle that time, a little I don't want to be tackled type stuff.
Second down and goal operating from the 7-yard line.
Wouldn't surprise me to see the quarterback with the inside zone.
Stapleton will give it to Potts. He'll bump it out to the right hash. Nowhere to go. Helmet comes off for one of the Northwest D linemen. It's like it was Aiden Armbrister who had his cap fly off. He'll come out for a play. Loss of 3 on the play for the Tigers. 3rd and goal to go from the 10-yard line. Northwest faithful coming to their feet for this 3rd down and goal. First time either offense is threatened here in the first half. Stapleton and Potts in the backfield.
Oh, Potts is
Stapleton
open.
will look to throw to the right side. He's got Pinwell into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Again, that's what we would call a mesh play. That's an air raid concept. That's just the inside slots crossing. And my guess again too, probably pre-snap read. He was definitely looking for, wasn't that 25, Dewey? Or was it 5?
Touchdown was caught by number 12, Caden Pinwell.
Well, not even close.
7-yard grab. The Tigers strike first. Kick is blocked. Guess who? That's Connor Lentz on the block. Add
like
that
that
to the
kid.
stat sheet.
Yeah, I like that kid. Again, that the Pinwell kid came from he was slotted to the left of the formation. And again, they just run a simple what's called a mesh, which is some people would call it, double drags or double crosses, and they try, and it's man coverage, so they get a little rub. And I guarantee if we run that back, there was probably some contact right around the middle of the field because he was fairly open. Again, it was an accurate throw, but I think he could have drop kicked it to him.
Tigers strike first on a 10-yard passing touchdown from quarterback Drake Stapleton to Caden Pinwell. With 8:48 to go here in the first half, Connor Lentz, the blocked PAT. 6 catches for $129 last week, 3 receiving touchdowns, a 90-yard kick return for a score, an interception, and a fumble recovery. Go ahead and add a blocked PAT to the stat
I
book
like
there
that
for
kid
Connor
a lot.
Lentz.
I think he's a very active kid.
A 19-play scoring drive for the Tigers. Took 10 minutes off the clock. Weller on to boot it away.
Out of bounds. Oh,
Nearly goes out of bounds before being picked up by number 14, Orion Ellis. Ball will be marked on the Mohawk 26-yard line.
Now, again, what you'll see is this packed-in formation. There's no reason for Northwest to come out of their game plan. They just need to go back to what they do best and see if they can't muster up a possession here and go down and get themselves some points. Yeah.
First
Definitely
down and 10 on their own 26. Brown will hand it off. That's Campbell to the right side across the 30-yard line, more or less brought down right at the 30. Pick up a 4 on the play.
Again, just a straight lead or straight, some people call that a drive, a straight lead or drive play. Just a simple, I'm going to hand the ball to you, you're going to lead me towards the edge of the formation.
Second down and 6 for this Mohawk offense on their own 30. Brown and Campbell in the backfield. It'll be Campbell once again. He'll bounce it out to the right side to the numbers. He's got the first down. Flag is down.
Again, if that's a holding play, those are backbreakers for that type of offense. What do you call? Push in the back?
Have a block in the back on the Mohawks.
How can you block somebody in the back on a simple running play? I mean, how can you block somebody in the back? And if you're in the clip zone, you can. They don't make no difference. I can assure you that probably happened on the edge of the play, but if the guy saw a couple of hands come out and they ended up on somebody's back, that's not necessarily a block in the back in that area of the field.
First down run for Campbell negated on the penalty.
Yeah, that hurts. If you're Northwest, that hurts.
They're pushed back 10 to their own 20. Another handoff for the Mohawks right up the middle.
Little counter play.
Campbell once again.
Was supposed to come to us, and the running back actually took that back the other direction for a short gain. And this is, you know, if you're Northwest, this is not the situation you want to find yourself in.
3rd down and 11 for this Mohawk offense on their own 25, under 8 to go here in the first half.
Look for, again, some type of waggle.
Brown puts Ferguson in motion. We have a flag down, multiple.
That's delay.
Delay a game on Northwest. That'll push them back 5.
And again, you can tell that's just not what they want to be doing. And now you add 5 more to it. This is a tough situation here for Northwest. Wait.
3rd down and.
Why did he walk off 10 yards and it's only a 5-yard penalty for delay a game?
3rd down and 21. It was 3rd down and 16.
Oh, it was. Okay. Okay.
Brown will look to pass under a ton of pressure back to his right. He's got a man over a middle. That's Ferguson, however, brought down well short of the 1st down.
Yeah, he was looking for Lentz, and he was pretty well covered, and then he went backside and found his tight end. Again, it's just not the situation that if you're Northwest you want to find yourself in. Then you got to kick the ball back here, and Greenfield's very likely to take the possession here on the plus side of the field. And I think there's enough time for them to put a drive together of 30 or 40 with 6 minutes.
Last time it was Connor Lynch to punt it away. Now it'll be Aiden Armbrister. Low lining end over end punt for Armbrister. Tigers will let it roll. It'll roll to their side of field and eventually be down right at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and a halfway decent punt, you know, again, because it's on the ground. But Greenfield with excellent field position, and we'll see if they can put a drive together.
If you're just now tuning in, McClain out to a 6-0 lead over Northwest here in week 2. A 10-yard passing touchdown from quarterback Drake Stapleton to Caden Pinwell on the Tigers' previous possession. This time they'll start things off 1st and 10 on their own 48. Handoff to Potts right up the middle, stumbles across the 50-yard line. Hard-fought couple of yards there for Potts. It'll be a short gain on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Well, let's just say Mr. Potts got all of that on his own.
Now under 6 minutes to play here in the first half, 2nd down and 7 on the plus 49. Stapleton will look to throw to the left side. He's got his man. That's Eikenberry.
Lost about 2.
It'll be a loss of 1 yard on the play. To bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Again, if you're Greenfield, this is not the situation you want to be in.
It's a 41-23 week 1 victory for McClain over Adena for Northwest. A 38-8 win at Southeastern. Wins over 2 SVC schools for both of these unbeaten squads. Stapleton alone in the backfield. He'll roll out to his right, looking downfield now to the numbers and across the 50-yard line. A lot of room to run. Makes a man miss and is eventually pushed out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
Again,
I believe we're going to have it called back, as it looked like it may have been the old fake slide play, which has been outruled ever since Kenny Pickett did a couple years ago.
Did he really act like he was going to go down?
Inadvertent whistle. So the Tigers are going to suffer severely.
Wow.
Ball is going to be moved back all the way to the 45-yard line. I believe we're just going to have a do-over here. So take away about a 40-yard gain for Stapleton.
If you're Greenfield, that really hurts.
So we'll try it again, except now not 3rd down and 9. It's 3rd down and about 6.
Yeah, how did that happen?
So a pickup of 2 on the play, somehow or another, for the Tigers. Stapleton under a ton of pressure, out to the hash, now to the numbers. A very similar play to last time.
Very close.
Close to a first down. We have a flag on the far sideline. Official spotting does have a first down for the Tigers. I believe we may have a sideline warning on McClain. We'll wait for the ruling from the other side of the field. Have a personal foul on the Mohawks, so add on 15 yards to the first down run from Drake Stapleton, forced to run on the play that got called back and the one that, as of now, stood. So Drake Stapleton making the most of his ground game. New set of downs for the Tigers, and now a lot closer to where they originally would have been if the original first down run from Stapleton would have stood.
Again, look for him to go back to Potts here on first down.
1st and 10 on the plus 26. Handoff to Potts across the 25, close to the 20-yard line. He breaks free from defenders. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Tigers.
Again, a real good trap block. But again, you got the level 2 and made a couple people miss. And let's face it, he's running in a straight line. He's not going to elude a whole lot of people. And if you're Northwest, that's a tough play right there for you.
First touchdown of the night for Potts, 5th on this young season. And as of now, has the Tigers out to a 12-0 lead here in week 2 over Northwest. Tigers going to go for 2. Stapleton alone in the backfield, looking to his left now, rolling to his right. He's got a man in the end zone. It is caught, and the 2-point conversion is good. That's Max Eichenberry. And the Tigers are out to a 14-0 lead. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
Back-to-back scoring drives for the Tigers has them out to a 14-0 lead over Northwest here in the first half.
Well, and again, if you're Northwest, I still think with 4.5 minutes to go in the half, it certainly isn't time to push the panic button, and they need to do what it is they know they can do.
Dalton right on with the return for the Mohawks. He's up to the 40-yard line, bounces it out to the numbers on the near sideline. Good return there for the senior. First and 10, Northwest on the. 4:21 to play.
Again, now they're out of their, now they're back into the spread concepts or the air raid concepts.
Handoff to Campbell across the 45, comes up short of the 50-yard line. Pickup of 7 or 8 yards on the play for the junior.
Good strong run. Finish the run, 6-7 yards.
Once again, still all 3 timeouts remaining for the Mohawks. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Brown will give it once again. That's Campbell across the 45-yard line. A first down carry for the Mohawks.
Again, inside zone, good hard running, weight over your feet. 7-8 yard run.
First and 10 on the plus 43. Brown looks to throw. Rolling to his left now to the hash 45. Airing it out downfield off the hands. Looking for Peyton Bell up the near sideline. Pass is incomplete. It'll bring up a second down and 10 still on the plus 43.
And I'm sure he'd like to have that back, and Colton Runyon was running right across the middle of the field with the quarterback. Would have been an easy throw. And I'm not too sure he couldn't have pulled it down. What'd I say? Colton. Carter. My fault.
Second down here, handoff to Ferguson right up the middle. Not a lot of room for the sophomore. 1 yard gained on the play, 3rd down and 9. Big thank you to Parmar Stores Glockner family of dealerships, as well as Willie and Son Trucking for making this live stream possible. Have a timeout for the Mohawks. Their first of the half, still hanging on to 2. Two consecutive scoring drives for the Tigers. A passing touchdown from Stapleton to Pinwell as well as a tough long run for senior Andrew Potts. And a successful 2-point conversion attempt on the second score, a pass from Stapleton to Eikenberry. Has McClain out to a 14-0 lead.
And again, they don't have to pick up a first down, but they got to get this to more of a manageable deal.
Brown looks to throw. He's pressured out of the pocket across the 35. A ton of room to run. Ball is loose, and the Tigers are on top of it.
That's tough.
Riley Cummins on the fumble recovery for McClain. Forced out by number 12, Caden Pinwell, getting it done on both sides of the ball for McClain.
And again, I feel so badly for Jake Brown, because he knew he had to lean forward and run hard, and he just took a shot from the side and the ball came out. But it wasn't a lack of effort. Just got to take care of the ball. I wouldn't look for Greenfield to do anything fancy here. Be very surprised.
McClain takes over on their own 28. The timeout Tigers. 2:56 to play in the second quarter. Both teams hanging on to 2 timeouts.
Because I hate to say it, you have to look at when you run that style of offense, you have to treat things differently. Like really and truly, 3 minutes is not enough time for them to do what they normally do. Now, is there anything wrong with them getting into a more open or a hurry-up type situation? To me, no, but we'll see how they handle it. In fact, I'd be licking my chops.
Coming up next week for both of these teams, Northwest will stay at home as they host the Huntington Huntsmen. McClain will be back on the road as they take a trip down to Bainbridge to take on the Paint Valley Bearcats. First down and 10 on the -28. Reverse here for the Tigers. It's handed off to Penwell. It just caused a fumble, and this time nearly breaks away. He's got the first down, brought up just short of the 40-yard line. Was one tackle away from taking that one to the house.
He sure was. Good inside reverse, trap, lead, and he was an inch or two from breaking that into a seriously long run. I mean, I'll take 14, 15 yards anytime, but he just about ready to take that to the house.
First down and 10 on the 38. Stapleton will hand it off. That's Potts across the 40-yard line. And about a yard after that, ball spotted on the 41. Pickup of 3 on the play for Potts. Clock continues to run. Two backs in the backfield alongside Stapleton. Tossed to Penwell, comes towards the near sideline before being pushed out of bounds.
And he did not reach.
Just across the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he didn't make it to the sticks. They're going to have to, and he got knocked out of bounds. So Northwest is going to get another chance here.
It'll be a third down and 2 for McClain.
What happens here, Dewey? Wedge.
Hand off to Potts right up the middle. He needs 2 yards, has to get to the 48.
I think he got it.
And they're going to give him the first down. New set of downs for the Tigers. First and 10 on their own 49.
And let's see if they put it up here. I mean, if they're legit trying to score here, because Northwest does get the ball in the second half, then it's about time to start airing it out with a running clock here.
Close to a minute to play here in the second quarter. Potts alongside Stapleton in the backfield.
Free play.
They flag down before the snap. It'll be offsides. They got Jackson Powell. It'll be first down and 5 on the other side of the field now for McClain. Tigers looking to make it a 3-score ball game before the half. Fakes the screen pass now downfield looking for number 4. That's Connor McCune.
Again, they fake the bubble action and they run number 1 on a skinny post or post, and he had him open. He just was inside of him and he was low.
Second down and 5, still on the Mohawk 46-yard line, hanging on to 2 timeouts here with 44 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Here's Potts on second down, nowhere to go.
Well, you got to either use a timeout here or something. Don't tell me these guys are going to be happy just to run the clock out. Oh, my goodness. Why would you do this? I mean,
third down and 6. Looks like the Tigers are going to take this 2-score lead into the break. Mohawks set to receive the
especially that. I mean, you just
opening
gave away your
kickoff in the
possession.
second half.
You're 47 yards away.
And that'll take us to the end of one. Tigers out in front, 14-0. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, John Bruce and Tim Daly will have the halftime show here for you at Roy Rogers Field. Once again, McClain out in front, 14-0 over Northwest. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
ticks. I realize it's third down, but I'm like, you just gave away a possession.
So, welcome back. This is John Bruce here with Tim Daly. McClain up 14-0 at the half on Northwest. Andrew Potts with 16 carries, 71 yards. It seemed like they kind of held him up pretty good until he busted that really nice 26-yard gain. But one thing I've liked from Coach Penwell and the Tigers is you know who your best player is. He's going to get the ball. He's got 4 catches also for 26 yards. Stapleton's done a good job of avoiding mistakes. Now, you know, he had the long run called back, and they end up scoring a couple plays later anyway. But, you know, he's done a good job limiting mistakes. Penwell's made a couple big plays for him. Overall, I mean, Northwest isn't really able to get the ball moving. But Northwest, 6 penalties, 50 yards in that first half. McClain with only 1 for 5 yards.
And I think that's responsible for some of the difference because, let's face it, on the play where Stapleton makes the run and they end up getting Greenfield for a penalty, they weren't able to take advantage of that because they turned around on 2 plays later. They're catching penalties. And basically, and then, of course, Potts breaks the nice 15, 18-yard run. And again, the only turnover of the game, I think that cost Northwest points. I think that they, he fumbled that ball somewhere around the 20, 25-yard line. It was going to be a first down. They had plenty of time. They were moving the football. It was probably their most dynamic possession that they had in the first half. And, you make a mistake. Again, with these low-risk offenses, when you make penalties or you have turnovers, those are killers because you got to remember in that style of offense, you're going to limit not only the other team's possessions, but you're going to limit your possessions too. So the opportunity to score, unless you're scoring with your defense or special teams or something, you've already committed to that. So when you make a mistake, it's double that with somebody that runs more of a contemporary style of offense.
Mm-hmm. Now, to get to the scoring real quick, with 8:48 left in the second quarter after a scoreless first quarter, Stapleton hit Penwell on a nice kind of flood route to get a 10-yard score. The PAT was blocked by Connor Lentz for Northwest. Then after forcing a punt, McClain gets the ball back and goes with 4:31 left in the half. Potts a 26-yard run. PAT, the pass was good for Stapleton to Max Eikenberry to get it to a 14-0 score at the half. Now, that first scoring drive, 19 plays, 80 yards, 9 minutes and 58 seconds off the clock.
That's insane.
Yeah.
No, that's insane. But I'm saying, I know one guy right now, and I'm not sure where he's buried, but he's absolutely smiling in his grave is Jim Thorpe because, and I mean, obviously, Greenfield. Here's what I would tell you about Greenfield. They have some very contemporary concepts, but their level of talent, there's no question they're going to give the ball to Andrew Potts as long as he has a heartbeat. But I also think that Stapleton and
Penwell
are good athletes. I mean, they're good athletes, and they can do other things. But the ground and pound is probably what they'll. If they're able to do that, that's what they're going to do. Now, when they get in other games where they don't have they don't have as much success, I think you'll be able to see Greenfield has the ability to open things up, but they haven't been forced to have to do that yet, so they're not going to do it.
Yeah, Stapleton's 8 for 11 for 44 yards. Not throwing for a ton of yards, but he's making good decisions.
No, and 8 out of 11 is outstanding
Yes.
and especially in a ground and pound. I'm surprised that he threw it 11 times. I'm not surprised, because he has had, some decent accuracy. 8, and what was the yardage?
44 yards.
Yeah,
26
which is
to Potts on half of those.
No, right, because those are to me those are just extended handoffs because they lined him up in the wing and they lined him up in the slot and got the ball out, in a very quick manner. And to me, those are just running plays. But even when they take the kid who has a running back, fullback build to him, but when they put him out here as a receiver, he's very capable and very, he's shown a lot of versatility in his game.
Yeah, then for Northwest, Colton Campbell, 8 carries, 50 yards. Jake Brown had a nice scramble there at the end, but he did fumble on the big hit from Caden.
And it's a shame because I really think the kid absolutely knew the down and distance, and he was running with his weight over his feet. And then you get that sideways hit that you didn't see. He didn't see the kid that shook the ball out. I like his effort. His effort.
Yeah, for Northwest, I mean, you just got to make sure you maintain possession.
And you got to take care of the ball. That's first day 101, first grade kindergarten stuff. But I'm saying, but I feel badly. Well, again, 14 is not. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
I don't think it's time for Northwest to come out of what they want to do. But you saw even in the last possession where the Stapleton ended up fumbling the ball. When they get into a kind of a spread concept or an air raid concept, they were able to do some things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we may see a little bit more of that, but I don't think – unless they choose to do that, it's time to do that yet.
Yeah, and they get the ball to start the second half. So they can make some plays, extend the –
Well, let's face it, John, if they don't give the ball up down there and it's 14-7, they get the second half in, they go down and score, it's 14-14 and we start over. But you know what? It's not. It's 14-0, and we'll have to see what happens.
Yep. So when we came back, you were getting going on something. The two-minute offense again.
It drives me crazy. I can sit here. They took possession on about the minus 47 and advanced it, I think, to the plus 47. Had a 3rd and 3 with about 40-some seconds, and they ran a simple running play and never took another snap. Listen.
And they had a couple timeouts, too.
And they had 2 timeouts, and I can't buy that. I don't see – and again, it's week 2. You've had time, and I'm not trying to be critical of somebody, but I'm going to tell you this. If you don't have that lessens your opportunities to be successful in those situations. If you have that, I told you, twice a week, especially with these guys that you went to school with, it's not just the end of a game. It's the end of a half where you can change the course of a game, especially a game that's, obviously in the first half, most games are still being competed for. To me, it's just an empty possession to where it almost would be like this. To me, if a basketball team had a 10-point lead at halftime in possession of the ball with 30 seconds left, and the other team was playing zone, and the kid just stood in the jump circle and let the clock tick. Why wouldn't you try to go score a bucket?
Right.
I mean, to me, I realize a touchdown in the scoring of football is way different than basketball. But why would you do that?
Right. And
why would you do that?
Now, I don't know how, Weller got his first PAT block, and then the next one they went for 2.
And got,
But, can he make it from 25 or 30. Maybe you just kick a field goal there at the end of the half. You give yourself a chance because, like, and I'm gonna go use a different game as an example. Uniota against Amanda tonight. Uniota gets the ball back with 1:29 left at their own 2.
And score.
On
the last play of the half.
Yes. Because
you want to know something? Who coached that kid?
Right.
So, I mean, he's not going to sit on it. He's not going to sit on it. It wouldn't matter what the score was. It's the first half. Here's an opportunity to do something that maybe for a couple of games you don't get a chance to do. You do every week in practice. But the confidence that you can draw from those types of things is, if you're a player, it's unbelievable. Like for me, even in more in college than high school, because I played high school football 45 years ago, we waited for those situations. We went out there and there's 1:30 to go. It didn't matter if we were on the 2-yard line or the 30 or whatever. This is what we love to do this. And we had the skill guys to do that with. And if you're successful in those situations, it just adds to your confidence. It just adds to your confidence.
And then it adds to, like we talked about last week, adds to what other coaches have to prepare for, too, going into the half. Because, if you turn it – or if McClain's got Paint Valley next week. If McClain and Paint Valley – if Coach Dye at Paint Valley sees, okay, well, we're going to have to punt here with 1:30, well, they're probably going to run the clock out.
It makes it an easier decision for you, no question about it. Whereas I can assure you, and again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but you would give that a second thought if that was Uniota or Waverly or Iowa Wesleyan or whatever, because you know that they're not going to sit on that lead. They're not going to sit on that lead, nor would they sit if they were a couple possessions behind, or a couple scores behind, even if they knew they were getting the second half kick. That wouldn't make any difference. To me, and again, I'm not in practice every day with these guys. It didn't look like to me that they showed that they could run stuff from on the line, which they may have needed. They probably would have needed to do to score.
Yeah.
But to give the ball up on the other team's 47-yard line with 40-some seconds to go, to me, that's
if you're on your own 30 there, that's
absolutely. Just run the clock out and play for the second half and whatever. But I really do think it was an opportunity to, who knows, you throw the ball down the field, you get a pass interference, and then the next thing you know, you got the ball on the 10-yard line with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's I think everybody would probably agree that was a time to try to score. But I just either that, or I can tell you this, and this would probably be worse. If you think at this point in time 14 points is enough, you're wrong.
Right.
It's not, because even though Northwest is going to come out and probably ground and pound the deal, and 14 points might be more of a lead against them than it would be, say, Waverly, for sure. But
this is a team that put up 38 points last week also. So
right.
But
probably did they do it doing what they did,
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I know Lentz was very involved last week, and I think McClain's doing a lot to try to take him away.
I like that kid.
Yeah.
I really like that kid. I think he plays violent. And listen, he didn't just block that extra point. He blocked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he couldn't have
caught it.
Yeah, took it off the tee. I mean, there's no way he come off the edge. He had that blocked, but hey, I'm telling you. If and I'm not saying they are,
right.
If I'm Greenfield, you got to come out here and you got to look at this as nothing to nothing, and you got to get stops and whatever. But if you're Northwest right now, there's no reason for you to hang your head. You got a whole half of football to go, and you get back in this game. Think about this, just like you would in basketball. It's a score, it's a stop, it's a score, and you're right where you need to be. And there's no reason they can't do that.
Yep. So I told you I was going to have a question for you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was going to let it.
Oh, okay. I was going to get me all excited first and then throw it on me.
I was going to wait until we got done with this, talking about this game.
Okay.
So this comes from a different game, and this is something that it's very hypothetical because it didn't end up even occurring. But let's say your team is playing defense. We're not going to say what the score is. It's just whatever. The other team has a 4th and 20 from their own 3. With high school punters, are you going after that? Because, with high school, you get the yardage. You don't necessarily get a first down. So if you get a roughing the punter there, They just get the yardage, and they're going to have to punt again. Or do you hope the punter maybe shanks one, and then you have a short field to work with?
Well, you've answered your question a little bit on your own. And again, having the film and the scouting report and the formation and the tendencies, what kind of kicker is he? Is he an erratic kicker? Now, I think the better the kicker, the more you go after him. If he's erratic, he's not consistent. Yeah, who knows? Why would you have to do that? Because you probably get the ball no more at the 30-yard line anyway. It just they're little. I understand why you'd ask the question, because you want to say, but I'm never. But even this, think of this. Even if you say go after the kicker, you're not going after the kicker. You're aiming for the ball. There's no excuse. When you run into the punter or the kicker, you've taken a bad angle, and you've used technique that you weren't taught. You're always aiming in front of the foot. It wouldn't result in a penalty. Now, going after him and not getting him, okay. But roughing the punter, they're under no certain. No, it should never happen. It should never. And what's sad is you'll see that on NFL Sundays. And I don't understand. These are intelligent, grown guys that have passed every football test they've ever been given, and they want to run into a punter on a. Now, I've never understood that. Just like I don't understand when Northwest went, and it hurt them too. Yeah. It hurt them bad. They were called, and it was on the right edge of the play for a block in the back. When does anybody know what a clip zone is? You can't clip, or you can't commit those types of fouls. Now you can hold, but that's about it. How you could block somebody in the back
on a run
on the edge of a play inside the clip zone. Now, I'm not questioning the guy probably put two hands square into somebody's back.
Probably made it easy.
The other one I don't understand is I swear to you, and I might be wrong, I have to go look at the film, when Northwest took a delay a game, I swear they marked off 10 yards.
Did they?
I swear they did. I swear they did. And I'm like, how did that get to be 22 or 23 yards when – it's 11 or 12, but I don't know. But again, this isn't going to, I can't make this sound any good. Sometimes the officiating can be, I think guys sometimes they make two mistakes. They don't call anything, or they call everything. And neither one of those are very good. I always thought that the best basketball officials were guys that officiated a game to prevent things. Hey, get your hands off of him. Hey, get out of the lane. So you don't have to call 3 seconds. You don't have to call a foul. Try to get guys to play a certain way and somewhat by the rules, or what you see as the rules. I think football is a great opportunity. Just like we talked about last week, if you're the left tackle and they run some kind of toss 8 or toss to the right, and some guy wants to call holding on your left tackle backside, no, I'm not making that call. I'm going to tell the tackle, hey, listen, that's holding. Okay, but you're not in the play. It didn't affect the play. By rule, absolutely a penalty. But I'm going to tell the guy, hey, 77, keep your hands to yourself.
Well, that's something I've heard from, I've coached with a couple of guys that are umpires right in the center of the field, and they say unless it's blatant early, they're going to talk to the kid.
Right, and you do. You absolutely, and basketball is probably a better example. You absolutely set the pace for that early on in the game of what is and what isn't, because people think there's rules. No. It's how the officials interpret the rules, or how they want to apply the rules. It's no different than a strike zone in baseball. Now, what you ask is for the same pitch to be a strike the entire game. And you'll see, even at the MLB level, wow, I've seen some wild stuff. Of course, Angel Hernandez is notorious for having the most problems. But you know what? I think the media picks on him.
Oh, they
too.
do.
But he's easy. He makes himself easy to pick on.
Yeah. So,
and his lawsuit got thrown out too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. As halftime's running down, there's 2 minutes on the clock, but they'll have the 3 minutes to warm up.
Correct.
So we got another 5 minutes. But real quick before Dewey comes back on, I just want to give some score updates. Right now, at the end of 3, Logan Elm leads Westfall 29-6. After 3, Waverly leads Zane Trace 28-14.
Wow, that was 21-0 at one time. Yeah.
So Zane Trace looks like they're making a little bit of run. They just got a 45-yard touchdown pass from Carter Langley to Silas Stewart. Once again, these things are all things that you can see through our
website.
Yeah, our website
or
at
your Facebook page.
SOSA Ohio. If you look up the SOSA, Twitter account, they have the links to, or the X account will let you know what riders are at what games tonight. According to Paul Boggs with the Portsmouth Daily Times, Portsmouth leads Portsmouth West 8-7 at the half. I figured that'd be a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Uniota is up 29-10 in the fourth against Amanda. They got a couple quick scores.
Yeah, they did. And big plays, big home run plays.
Yeah. In the second quarter, Lancaster Fairfield Christian Academy, they're leading Adina 35-14. They are 42-21 at the half. They're a school that put up a lot of points last week on green. Kind of going not completely outside of our area, but still a little bit inside of our area. This is to interest of teams at the top. Blue Carroll leads Bishop Hartley 28-17 in the third quarter. That'd be a good win after losing a very good Harvest Prep last week. And then lastly, a final London 21, Chillicothe 0. So Chillicothe gives a better effort than Courthouse did last week against a very good Red Raiders team.
They must be pretty good.
Yeah. So,
and I can't believe it's 9-11 and that game is over.
Yeah.
They must have swung at each other a bunch and then set it up.
Yeah. So now with 3 minutes left in the half, I'll turn it back over to Dewey. And you guys will get ready to call second half. Should be a great end of the half. We got a quick break here, and then we'll get back to you.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
Under 2 minutes to go before we kick things off in the second half. Thank you to John Bruce for providing all of the halftime stats. I can't wait to go watch that back to hear what you guys had to talk about on the car ride home. I know it was fun after the Portsmouth game, so I'm sure it'll be entertaining as well to watch back on here on this Friday night here in Week 2. Northwest set to receive the opening kickoff in the second half, currently trailing 14-0 to the McClain Tigers. Dad, in terms of changes for Northwest, what do you expect to see offensively here in the second half?
I don't. I really don't, and don't think they have to. And again, John and I talked a little bit about it at halftime. If Stapleton don't put the ball on the ground down here that next to last possession, and they end up getting a touchdown out of that, they get kicked off here and go down and score. It's 14-14, and I mean, this is just a simple put a drive together, get a stop, put another drive together. So I mean, it's not time to abandon the game plan, but I can tell you, if they possess the ball quickly and go quickly a 3-and-out, and McClain's able to put another score up there, and now you're halfway through the third quarter, then it may be time to make some adjustments to the game plan. But right now, I don't expect. There's no reason to expect anything different than what we've already seen. But again, I'm not in the locker room. I'm not on the practice field. I'm not coaching these kids. We'll see if there's any adjustments, but I really don't expect any. Ten seconds.
Seth Weller on to boot it away for the Tigers. Connor Lentz and Dalton Wright back deep for the Mohawks.
Now, see, they just switched because last time he kind of kicked it a little bit to his left. Smart play, because now Lentz will end up with the ball.
Mortar kick to the right side. It will trickle out of bounds.
Again, that's a little coaching move. He waited till the last second. The kicker was committed to kicking the ball, and the two deep backs switched sides. No question they want Lentz to have his hands on the ball.
Mohawks will start off the third quarter on their own 35-yard line.
And a good smart play by Lentz, too, to let that ball go out of bounds.
First down and 10 for the Mohawks, trailing 14-0 to the McClain Tigers. Tight formation here for the Mohawks. Handoff right up the middle. That's Connor Lentz across the 35-yard line. Short gain on the carry.
And he kind of reminds me a little bit of the kid from Miami Trace. You look at his body type.
LeBeau?
The tailback for
Asher LeBeau?
Yeah. Who played wild and had a recklessness about him. Same type of body, probably fairly close to, probably within 5 pounds of each other.
Pickup of 2 on the play. Second down and 8 on the 37. It's Lentz once again across the 40-yard line, close to a first down for Northwest. Back-to-back totes for the senior Lentz.
But again, it's so important for this style of football to be able to pick this up. You know, and a couple of first downs later, then you end up getting into a 4-down territory situation right now. But this is a big play for Northwest.
Third down and 2 on the 43. Straight ahead, it's Campbell. He's got the first down, move the chains for the Mohawks.
Good, tough run, but I can tell you this. The kid from Greenfield tackled him, and his momentum the tackler carried the momentum for the first down.
New set of downs for Northwest. First and 10 on the -47. Here's Brown. He'll hand it off to Connor Lentz across midfield and more, close to the Tiger 45-yard line.
Again, the same exact play they ran on first down, you know, the set of downs before, but this time he cut it back a little bit and found a little daylight.
Brought down at the McClain 47-yard line. It'll be second down and 4 for Northwest.
Again, and if you're Northwest, this is exactly the start you're looking for. Put some first downs together and go down here and score.
Northwest now in McClain territory. Second down and 4, handoff to Campbell across the 45-yard line. Extremely close to a Mohawk first down.
Yeah, he's leaning on it, but I don't think he quite got there. Yeah, he's about a ball short.
Third down and inches here for Northwest.
Now, I would expect him to go right back to Campbell here. And again, you're very, very close to 4-down territory. I'm surprised they're in the spread.
Handoff to Campbell, needs the 43. He's got it across the 40-yard line. First down, Northwest.
Yeah, good, tough run. And if you're watching, just got his weight over his shoes and not going to be denied the first down. And again, if you're Northwest, 2 first downs, boom, 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 here we go. You know, now they've got a little momentum going. Expect them to go back. Well, they're putting Lentz in the slot. Now this is more of what they do here.
Brown and Campbell in the Mohawk backfield. First down and 10 on the 38. Here's Campbell to the left side, out to the hash, across the 35-yard line. Short gain on the play for the junior.
He got about 4.5. Now they give him back closer to 5. Again, a good first down play. Now for sure you're in 4-down territory. And if you're Northwest, for what they do, it's going to be tough for Greenfield to stand up here with them having 4 shots at 10 yards.
Pick up a 4 on the play for Campbell. 2nd down and 6 for Northwest. Lentz in the backfield with Brown. He'll take the handoff close to the 30-yard line.
You see he was trying to slide that back. If he slides that back, he might have been able to break that off. But again, a very, very, very manageable 3rd and 2. And Lentz is coming out of the game.
3rd down and 2 on the plus 30-yard line for the Mohawks. Under 8 minutes to play in the 3rd.
I don't think he'll stay over here very long. But look for him to go back to Mr. Campbell. And again, here's with the tight stuff. I expect this just to be a run-off tackle left.
Here's Campbell on 3rd down. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's driven backwards.
That's tough play. Tough play. Probably went to the well one too many times. And again, this is a big play for Northwest to be able to hang on to the ball. I'm not 100% sure they have to put the ball up, but they've got to come up with something different here.
Loss of 1 on the play for Campbell. 4th down and 3 for Northwest. Mohawks need the 28.
Look for Lentz on a reverse. He's over there winged. Watch. He's trying to draw him off. Yep.
Here's Lentz on a reverse play across the 30-yard line. He's got the 1st down. Still on his feet to the 15. Brought down inside the Tiger 15-yard line.
I mean, when you take let's face it. They're going to feed Campbell and they're going to feed Lentz. Have we seen him winged off like that? Yes. Yet. Not that I'm aware of, but that stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Same thing here again. But this time he just leads and Campbell gets a couple.
Campbell on 1st down. Pickup of 1 or 2 on the play for Campbell.
But if you do understand the wing T concepts, that's a great call. That's a great call, especially when you apply the personnel that they have.
Second down and 9 for the Mohawks. This time it's Lentz on the carry. Pushes across the 20-yard line. Flag is down.
Oh, they got him for a face mask.
Yeah, face mask on the Tigers.
I thought for sure as inside as that play was, that'd be a hold.
Should be half the distance to the goal for Northwest.
Now, I can't remember. Is there 2 types of face masks in high school or just one? Just one. Okay.
Is there an inadvertent face mask?
Yes, there's one where you grab it or just kind of touch it. There's a 5-yard and a 15-yard. Now, there may not be. It's like interference, kind of, too.
First down, goal to go for the Mohawks on the Tiger 5.
Is there any question Mr. Lentz is getting the ball? Oh, they ran the reverse.
To Campbell, tackled in the backfield, pushes them back 5 yards all the way to the 10.
Again, all they did was run the same play that they run before, but they just switched Lentz and Campbell. That's not what Campbell does best.
Still goal to go for the Mohawks, pushed back to the Tiger 10-yard line.
Now into more of a spread concept. Look for him to try to throw the ball to Lentz. Campbell's in the backfield, though.
Brown back to throw under a ton of pressure.
They threw it away.
Throws it away to the left side, out of bounds.
Now, why wasn't that grounding? No, he's out of the pocket. He threw it past the 1st down stick. I mean, was there anybody within the next area code over there? The answer is no. But by rule, that's not grounding. But that puts them in a tough spot. This is not the spot they want to get in.
3rd down and goal for Northwest. Potentially 2-down territory for the Mohawks. Lentz in the backfield alongside Brown. Here's Lentz on 3rd down, slips and falls down in the backfield.
Yeah, I think you got to come up with something a little bit more creative than that.
Short pickup on the play for Connor Lentz.
Boy.
Ball marked down at the 9-yard line. Pickup of 1, 4th down, 9 yards to go here for the Mohawks.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. You got to get Brown out of the pocket. And my guess is, you know, the wider side of the field is to the right, plus he's right-handed. So I think you're going to see some type of either boot action or you're definitely going to see sprint out with Campbell blocking the edge. He'll roll to the right, no question with that receiver. He's doing it.
Brown rolling to his right, under pressure and brought down in the backfield.
I will tell you.
6 in on the tackle.
But who made the play was Andrew Potts, because he cornered the play, took on Campbell, and made the quarterback run under the block, and the pressure got to him.
After a 15-play, nearly 8-minute drive for the Mohawks, they come up empty-handed.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. But not all is lost, because they've got Greenfield somewhat pinned in here. So if they can get a quick 3 and out, get the ball right back and have another crack at it.
Here's Pinwell on 1st down from his own 17. Short pickup on the play for the senior.
Again, with the little inside reverse. Again, a wing tee concept there.
Second down and 8 on the 19. Stapleton a toss to his right. That's Potts out to the numbers. Brought down just across the 20-yard line.
And again, Potts is not your prototypical toss sweep running back. You know, he just like with Campbell, he's a more between the tackles type athlete. So again, if you're Northwest, here's a great opportunity to get off the field. I mean, defend him on 3rd down, get a punt back, and probably start somewhere around midfield.
Third down and 6. Rolling to his left, Stapleton looks to throw. He's got a man downfield. It's Owen Sykes. Pass is incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down, potentially a 3 and out for the Mohawk defense.
I think Mr. Sykes would like to have that one back.
First target of the day for Sykes comes up empty-handed, 4th down and 6 on their own 21.
But again, if you're Northwest, here you are again. You can still stay within your game plan and still have plenty of time to handle your business. Although the 3rd quarter is about shot.
Seth Weller back to boot it away for the Tigers.
Oh, they let him get off. You got to catch that in the air.
Lentz back deep, takes a Northwest bounce back towards midfield before being downed at the Mohawk 47-yard line, downed by Cam Medley. Northwest will take over on their own 47.
Again, no reason to come out of your game plan. You've proven, you should have a little bit of confidence from the previous drive, and let's see what happens here.
A turnover on downs and a goal-to-go situation on the last drive for the Mohawks. Now
Again,
1st and 10 on the 47.
Lentz is in the well, he's not in the wing position now. Campbell is.
Brown looks to throw on 1st down.
Oh, he's got him.
Airing
He's got
it out
it.
downfield, looking for Lentz. We'll have a flag on the play.
Yep.
Presumably pass interference on McClain.
Well, there's no question he disrupted the route with contact, and Jake Brown looking for looking for Connor Lentz all the entire time on the flag route. And he was going to be open, too. He's going to be open. In fact, if he doesn't interfere with him, I think he catches that ball, and he might have taken it to the house. But again, here we go. If you're Northwest, you're right back in business here. They need to move the sticks. Roughing the passer? Did he say roughing the passer?
Pass interference is declined. They do have.
Oh, they only can take one penalty. Yeah.
Roughing the passer on McClain, so they'll decline one, take the other.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
So 2 penalties on the Tigers. Obviously, only one of those can be enforced. That'll move the Mohawks into McClain territory inside the Tiger 40-yard line. 1st and 10 on the McClain 38.
Look for him to go back to Canal.
Brown rolling to his left. He looks to throw to the near sideline. It is dropped by Ethan Ferguson.
And that was made, that route was made possible, and he was open because of them, Connor Lentz clearing out that area with a deep route.
Back-to-back passing attempts for this seemingly run-reliant Northwest Mohawk offense.
Yeah, I totally expect him to go back to the run.
2nd down and 10, still on the Tiger 38. Pitch to the outside, that's Lentz across the 40. He's got room down the near sideline, still on his feet inside the 10.
They look like 7 or 8 yard line.
And pushed out of bounds at the 9.
Again, that's an ugly speed option, but obviously when you're flipping it back there to Lentz, he can make things happen. But the quarterback has to make himself more of a threat. Look at here, on the line.
29-yard run for Lentz.
Look at that, Johnny, on the line.
On 1st down, it's Campbell brought down in the backfield. Loss of 1 on the play for the junior.
I like the hurry up, change up. I don't necessarily like the play call, but that's the first time we've seen either team get run from on the line. So that tells us Northwest can do that.
2nd down, goal to go from the 11. Brown looks to throw to the left side. He's got Newman. Pushed out of bounds inside the 5. First catch of the day for the junior.
Again, just a simple spot route, and you throw it out to the guy until you beat your guy.
3rd down, 5 yards to go.
You have to score here if you're Northwest. I don't think you can get down in here again and not come away with points.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Left edge.
Brown will hand it off, fakes the handoff, takes it himself to the left side, inside the near pylon. Touchdown, Mohawks, their first.
Now, what did I tell you? The quarterback's going to have to make himself a run threat.
Jake Brown from 5 yards out gets the Mohawks on the board.
That's a good call. I mean, the toughest play in the world to defend inside the 4 and 5, even inside the 10-yard line is option. It's tough. It's tough. Especially if you've got an athletic quarterback. And I think Jake Brown is proven that he's more than capable.
Brown's first rushing touchdown of the season. Remington Bennett on for the PAT, knocks it through. Tiger lead has been cut in half. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here. or here. On this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
First scoring drive of the night for the Mohawks. Jake Brown from 5 yards out on the speed option. This Tiger lead has been cut in half with 1:38 to go in the third quarter.
Well, if you're Northwest, you couldn't have scripted a couple of possessions any better than what they were able to do. The problem is they didn't get points out of that first one, or this would be a tie game.
Short kick from Runyon is recovered by Cohen 6.
Well, he kicked it and basically hit the kid right in his sternum.
Tiger offense will start out on their own 48.
We'll see if Greenfield can answer and open up their offense a little bit, because half of their cushion just disappeared.
First down and 10 on the minus 48. Here's Potts on first down, runs into some trouble eventually across midfield. Pickup of 5 yards on the play for the senior.
Again, just a power running play, and Potts just doing what he does best.
Second down and 5 for the Tigers. Straight ahead, that's Potts. Hit in the backfield, nowhere to go for Potts.
Might even have lost a half a yard.
Starting defensive line for the Mohawks. At the ends, it's Jacob Allender and Jackson Powell. In tight at the tackles, it's James Clay and Hunter Campbell.
It's a big play. It's a big play. It's not going to decide the game, but it's a big play momentum-wise.
12-second differential between the play and game clock, so McClain will have to run a play before we head to the final quarter of regulation. It's Potts and Stapleton in the backfield on third down and 6. Stapleton looks to throw, rolling to his right now, out to the hash.
Nothing.
Airing it out to the near sideline, looking for Owen Sykes. Pass is incomplete. That'll stop the clock at 9 seconds. McClain will be forced to punt around midfield.
Again, I think Mr. Stapleton would like to have that back. He was open, but that was a very inaccurate throw to a stationary target.
Second time looking for Sykes. Second time the pass has been incomplete.
And if you're Northwest, here's your first opportunity.
Lentz back deep for the Mohawks. Seth Weller on to boot it away for the Tigers. Rugby style punt for Weller. A good spiraled kick.
Great kick. Wow.
And will roll out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
McClain getting it done on the special teams.
Could you
Big
do
help
that?
From Seth Weller.
Yeah, could you possibly do that any better? It almost looked like he threw it down there.
That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. McClain out in front, 14-7. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
14-7, McClain leading after 3. However, Northwest scores for their first time tonight in the third quarter. Dad, what'd you see from the Mohawk offense that allowed them to get into pay dirt?
Well, they were able to get Mr. Lentz in space a few times and still pounded it in there with Campbell. And I think the biggest difference is they ran the option a couple of times. And then, of course, when they scored, Mr. Brown decided maybe he'd like a little piece of something and basically walked into the end zone. So, I mean, I like what we've seen so far. We'll see if they can't dig it out of here.
Ball spotted all the way up at the 14-yard line. Speed option here for the Mohawks. Nowhere to go for Lentz as he's driven back to his own 5.
Again, the problem that I have with the play is the quarterback's really not attacking the edge of the defense. And in order to do that, he's got to come downhill. And if anything, it looks like to me most of the time he's actually losing ground as he runs that option, which is a very passive route to take. And Brown's a very good athlete.
9 yards lost on the play.
Yeah, that's a killer.
Second down and 19 for Northwest. This time it's Campbell to the right side. He's close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, again, just a simple inside zone play that I think they're running just to try to create space in the event. Now, they may take a shot at this first down. And I personally think there's no reason not to. Let's see what they do with Mr. Lentz, where they line him up at. Looks like he's lining up in the slot. So look for him. Before, when they did this, they ran him on that corner route.
Third down and 16 on the 9. Brown looking to throw, running out of time. He'll take it himself, being drugged down by McClain's defensive lineman. He breaks free before eventually being brought down on the far sideline. That's Cameron Medley in on the stop. That'll bring up fourth down and about 12 for the
Again,
Mohawks.
what an outstanding effort by Jake Brown, and he's just a handful of cloth away from potentially picking up a first down, but can't fault the effort.
Fourth down and 10. Linson to kick it away for the Mohawks.
And give credit to Greenfield for playing some defense here.
Owen Sykes and Riley Cummins, the two deep man for the Tigers. Booming punt from Lentz will be fair caught by Sykes inside the 50-yard line. Muffed and able to get back on top of it. The Tigers will take over on their own 49. Under 10 minutes to play in regulation of this non-league Week 2 matchup between the McClain Tigers and Northwest Mohawks. Both teams victorious in Week 1, coming into Week 2 unbeaten. Here's Potts on first down across midfield, across the 45-yard line before being tripped up at the plus 40. Pickup of 11 on the play for Potts. First down, Tigers.
And I think, again, the entire possession, again, now that they've placed themselves into 4-down territory, I think you're going to get a steady dose of Mr. Potts. And they're going to let that clock go.
Once again, here's Potts on first down. Short pickup on the carry.
You got about 3. And again, I think you're going to see a lot of Mr. Potts. Because worst case scenario, even if that's their last first down, they can take that clock down to probably closer to 6.5 minutes. And be comfortable playing back to their defense. But a score here would be a very, very steep hill for Northwest to climb.
2nd down and 7 on the plus 37. On the end around, it's Penwell hit hard. That's Connor Linson on the stop.
Geez, he wasn't very nice, was he? I'm glad they didn't call that a penalty, because I've seen plenty of officials that would have, but I just think that's football. They're playing football. And again, this is a big play for Northwest defense, because I really do think that Greenfield would go for even a 4th and 6 or 7.
3rd down and 7.
Sprint out. Yep.
Stapleton to his right.
Yeah,
running out of time, he'll take it himself. Brought up short of the 1st down, pushed out of bounds on the far sideline.
I really think that was a run all the way. And I don't think there's any question that Greenfield will go for 4th down here. I mean, there's no reason for him not to. Big play again if you for the Northwest defense here to try to get off the field.
4th down and 3 for the Tigers. 7:40 to play in the 4th quarter. 14-7 lead for McClain.
They're going to let the clock come down, take a timeout.
Well, the clock isn't running, so really no point in letting it run down.
Oh, was he tackled out of bounds? There's some classic overcoaching right there. Can you imagine, with a dead clock, purposely taking a delay?
Tigers do take a timeout. Their first of the half. Fourth down and 3. What do you do here?
I think that it's very, very possible that I don't think you'll see the wedge play with old Mr. Potts, but I do think that the ball be given to Potts. I mean, it's no different than basketball. You know, in the game of football, you know, when you have to do things that are critical in a game, and let's face it, this is not maybe the end of the game type critical, but this is a critical play. You always want to give your best players or your people that can be the most successful, you want to get the ball in their hands one way or another. But I can tell you too, would it surprise me if he stuck it in Potts' gut and pulled it out and ran? Stapleton is a very, very capable athlete. You know, if they've got something of a changeup or a wrinkle to look at. That's Potts. I look for this to be, you know, somewhere maybe left guard. No.
Sprint out to the right side. To the marker.
If he caught it, it's a first down.
Looking for Connor McCune. We'll wait for the ruling.
Or either
Pass was complete. I believe we're going to get a measurement.
No, it was complete. It was clearly a first down.
Line to gain was the 30-yard line. Ball spotted right at the 30. First down, Tigers. They convert on 4th down.
Yeah, I really do believe he was closer to the 29 than he was the 30. I don't think he made the 29, but I think he was somewhere around the 29 and a half. But they gave him a first down, and the clock keeps ticking, and Greenfield maintains possession.
Drake Stapleton to Connor McCune on 4th down, moves the chains for the Tigers.
They're waiting for him to start the clock.
I have an official timeout on the field.
I got everything I own. Hey, Johnny, I got everything I own, says Potts carries the ball in this play. Everything I own in this world, Potts carries the ball in this play.
First down and 10 on the Mohawk 30-yard line. Tigers a 14-7 lead with 7:25 to go in the 4th quarter.
We know sometimes, when you talk about offenses and you talk about the 2-minute drill gets a lot of publicity and a lot of exposure, but really and truly, a lot of games are won with 4-minute drives and being able to maintain the ball and possess the ball and play in defense with your offense, which is exactly what Greenfield is doing now. They'd like to score, but they know they don't have to score, because if they pick up another couple first downs and take 2 or 3 minutes off that clock, and even if they hand the ball back to Northwest somewhere around the 10, 15-yard line, they're in pretty good shape, because that's just not what Northwest does well. Well, here goes this is $1 million run.
Potts alone in the backfield with Stapleton.
Well, he's getting the ball. 100%. Oh, the quarterback
Stapleton
lead.
will keep it on first down. No gain on the play. Flags come in. Just went bankrupt.
Yeah, I just went BK right in front of the whole world.
A personal foul on the Mohawks.
I can tell you who it was, but I can't tell you what he did.
I believe we also had a personal foul on McClain.
So why are we walking that way? Oh, so it was only on McClain. I didn't see what happened. If you're McClain, that's a killer, but you can still work the clock. What you don't need to do is, you don't need to take any high risk stuff. You don't need to throw the ball. Really, you don't.
2nd down and 26. Penalty moves the Tigers all the way back to the Mohawk 46-yard line after no gain on first down. A 15-yard penalty spotted at a 16-yard penalty, now moved back up to a 15-yard penalty at the 45. So
I think some of those officials need to introduce themselves to each other.
First down and 25 from the 45.
Again, if you're McClain, you really don't need to change anything about what you're doing.
Here's Potts on first down, nowhere to go. Gets across the line of scrimmage, 1 yard gained on the play.
But there goes another almost minute off the clock. And I can tell you, too, dangerously, Northwest is bringing both of their backers. And, I mean, if he makes them miss, I personally would be laying back. I mean, you got them, 3rd and 20. Why are you bringing people? Or 2nd and 20. Again, no different, but I'm saying, why are you bringing people? Just like, play it safe. Just tackle the kid.
2nd down and 24.
Bring them both of them again.
Stapleton back to throw, batted away. That's Colton Campbell in on the deflection, nearly intercepted by the Mohawks. To bring up 3rd down and 24.
See, I don't like the call.
Stops the clock.
You would have gotten under 6 minutes with that easy. Now you got a problem, because I don't think you're going to be anywhere near going for it on 4th down. The only reason would be is to run the clock, but with the ball on the plus 44, you can still kick them down in close to the 10-yard line. Again, I expect this to be, I think we'll see Campbell here. Oh, they're going empty.
Tigers hurry to the line. Stapleton alone in the backfield. 5 receivers set here for the Tigers. And we'll have a delay a game on McClain. That'll push them back 5. Negate that. We'll have a timeout for McClain.
I would have taken the penalty. Saved my time. Well, of course, maybe if you're Greenfield, you don't really need the timeouts, but Johnny.
Some final scores from around the area.
Take a pick.
Waverly takes a 42-28 victory over Zane Trace. As we pose up for the photo op. Tigers move to 1-1 on the season. Zane Trace still looking for their first win of the season. 42-28.
Isn't that about what you expected?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I did. I expected Waverly's going to give up some points, but they're going to score some points too.
Portsmouth West leading Portsmouth 20-14. No time left on that one. Oh, excuse me, 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Portsmouth West up 20-14 over the Trojans. Both teams, Portsmouth West still looking for their first win. Trojans looking to advance to 2-0. We'll come back to Roy Rogers Field. 3rd down and 25. Stapleton looks to throw wide open downfield. It's Max Eikenberry. Pass is incomplete. Would have put them at the 25-yard line. Would have been a 4th down and 5. Instead, it'll be 4th and 25.
Punt it.
Piketon 34-0 winners over Oak Hill.
Say that again. Piketon
34-0 winners over Oak Hill.
Wow, Oak Hill must not have a ton.
Weller on to boot it away. Northwest going to let it bounce. It'll be down inside the 5-yard line. It'll be marked at the 1.
That may be the biggest play in the second half, but didn't he carry the ball into the end zone?
His first touch. First yard of possession.
But did he possess it? Or did he? There's no question he touched it.
So Northwest going to have to go 99 yards with 6:18 remaining. All 3 timeouts for the Mohawks. Are going to rule it a touchback.
Yeah, I don't see how it wasn't. I really don't. But again, what are we? We're 70, 80 yards away.
Ball should be moved up to the Mohawk 20. Although they're moving it to the 25. Earlier in the game, a touchback was only to the 20.
No, they put it out to the 25. They did.
Okay.
They did. They gave to Northwest. That's big if you're Northwest.
All sorts of confusion before the snap. I don't believe the officials were ready for that one. 6:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. 1st down and 10 for Northwest on their own 25.
Did you hear him say that? Said he rolled into the end zone with it, which I thought he did too.
Brown on 1st down, rolls to his right.
Got him.
Downfield, he's got him, and it's number 4. That's Carter Runyon, the tight end. Pass is incomplete off the hands. 2nd down and 10.
I think he runs that at least to midfield.
Two catches for 13 yards last week for Runyon. Could not come up with that one on 1st down. 2nd down and 10 on the 25. Here's a handoff to Lentz on 2nd down, close to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play for Lentz. 3rd down and 6, under 6 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter.
Again, I don't know how much I agree with that call either. course, there's almost 6 minutes left too. So I mean, plenty of time.
Brown looks to throw on third down. Under pressure, he'll take it himself. Bounces off a defender before eventually being brought down. That's Caden Pinwell on the tackle. Northwest faced with a 4th down and 7.
Yeah, I just, that Northwest has gotten themselves in the position that they didn't want to be in. And I don't disagree with the 5 minutes still. You think you punt that, John? I don't disagree with they are going to punt. I'm not so sure I wouldn't have rolled the dice, because they may not get the ball back.
Lenz to boot it away. Nobody back deep for the Tigers. It'll be downed inside the Tiger 35-yard line.
Now, Northwest does have all 3 timeouts, so they can't give up a first down, but they can get the ball back. We'll have to see how it plays out. Now, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to get my money back. Although all of what I own now, I don't own doodly squat anymore, do I? Because I can assure you, Mr. Potts is carrying the ball on this play.
First down and 10 from the 32. Here's Potts on first down.
Uh-oh.
He's got some room to the right side, running up the numbers on the far sideline and inside the 45-yard line.
And he stayed in bounds. Now I realize the clock will stop till they mark the ball. But if you're Greenfield, now you flip the field already and put yourself, if you would have to punch, you put yourself in your great spot. Mr. Potts again, please. Mr. Potts.
First and 10 on the plus 42.
Up.
Reverse play. Here's Pinwell on first down across the 40-yard line. Short gain on the play for Pinwell.
Mr. Potts, we've got a spill in aisle 6. Can you come clean that up? 4 minutes. They can take that clock down to just about 3.5 minutes. Yeah, 3:35. We'll see how close. Now, again, this is coaching. They really shouldn't even come out of the huddle till that clock was about 7. And either he's going to sit there or he's going to waste about 10 seconds here. Snapped it at 7.
Here's Potts on second down. Flag on the play. Going to be a false start on the Tigers. That'll push them back 5.
Look like popcorn. What is that time of possession? Oh.
Second down and 13 on the 45 to the right side. It's kept by Stapleton. Had me all faked out. Thought he handed it off to Potts. Nearly back to the line of scrimmage is Stapleton. Now 3rd down and 9.
Again, Northwest is choosing to save their timeouts offensively, which is probably the play at this point. But now we're again, this clock's going to drop inside of 3 minutes. And
run or pass here?
No, it's a run, because at minimum they still have a chance to get a first down. 2, it doesn't stop the clock. 3, it may take a timeout from them.
Tigers hustle to the line, 3rd down and 9 to the left side. Stapleton looking downfield, now looking to reverse field back at his own 45. Airing it out downfield, it'll be incomplete. That'll stop the clock at 2:47, 4th down and 9.
Again, not that big of a call, not that critical of a call, because they can turn around and still punt the ball and still maybe get it inside the 10-yard line. And if you're Northwest, the good thing about that incomplete pass is you get to hang on to all 3 of your timeouts. But somebody or somebody's for Northwest has to make a play.
Per usual, Weller set to boot it away. Lentz back deep on his own 10. Punt is blocked by Northwest.
Holy cow.
Can you believe it?
No.
Jackson Powell in on the block. Northwest takes over in Tiger territory.
We got ourselves a football game. 3 timeouts, 2:40.
We've seen the Tigers adapt that rugby-style punt. That time, call it lack of urgency to get it away, might cost them big time. First down and 10 on the plus 46. Northwest still holding on to all 3 timeouts.
Now, when they got in this before, they ran the reverse.
Here's Lentz on first down, out to the hash. Makes a couple men miss up to the 40-yard line.
You got to get on the line. You got to get on the line.
7 yards on the play for Lentz.
No, you got to get on the line.
Be 2nd down and 3.
See, to me, they just wasted 20 or 25 seconds.
Brown on 2nd down will give it. That's Campbell. Close to a first down.
No, I believe it's a first down.
Still on his feet, trucking ahead. Flag on the play.
Looks like it's on Greenfield, but I didn't see a penalty.
Campbell continued to run after the whistle, and I believe there was some contact around the 30-yard line.
Again, Northwest still holding all 3 of those timeouts, which allows them to run the football. But I do believe you got to get on the line. They're picking it up.
Unsportsmanlike on McClain.
Dead ball.
Dead ball.
That's
push
15.
him up 15 yards.
Now, to me, the clock is irrelevant. It's just a question of whether or not Northwest can get in the end zone.
Six penalties in the second half for the Tigers, 55 total yards.
I think you get Mr. Potts here.
First down and 10, Brown looks to throw. Airing it out to the end zone. It is incomplete, looking for Lentz down the near sideline.
Again, I like the call, but I think the percentages would tell you, again, but they're not running from the line, so it's going to take them 15, 18 seconds to call a play. I'm not real crazy about that, but and who they were throwing to, no issues with that for sure.
Second down and 10 from the plus 22.
Now, when they get in this formation, usually it's a sprint out left.
Here's Campbell on second down, has some pulling linemen across the 20-yard line.
Short gain.
Short pickup on the play for
Actually,
Campbell.
Potts. Isn't it? Or oh, wait, I got my thing flipped over. It is Campbell.
Timeout Northwest.
And still 2 timeouts to go. Buck 36. Where are they at? About the 19?
Coach Crabtree still hanging on to 2 more timeouts here in the fourth quarter. 3rd down, 8 yards to go.
But I think, in my opinion, I think Jake Brown's going to have to make a play here, either with his feet or his arm. I think, again, I think they have enough time to keep feeding Campbell the football. But I think between Brown and Lentz, I think something has to happen between those two. You know, what they haven't shown here in this possession, too, is the option. Now, it's an ugly option, but it's been effective.
Without a doubt, 2-down territory here for the Mohawks. Mohawks going heavy. Here's Lentz.
Oh, my.
He looks to throw wide open downfield. It's the tight end Runyon inside the 5.
Some tomfoolery. What a great play. And let me tell you something. That doesn't happen unless the coach spends time in practice and has that play in for these types of situations. Now, what can be better than to feed Mr. Campbell here and then see what they want to do on the extra point?
Goal to go from the 4. Here's Campbell. Close to the pylon. Touchdown, Mohawks.
See, now, again, if you're prepared, you can take a shot at here. Are they going to, personally, I'm going for the deuce cat.
Similar situation to last Friday with Miami Trace and Waverly. Tigers were unsuccessful on the 2-point attempt. We'll see what the Mohawks do here.
Let me tell you something.
Northwest.
If Northwest is able to convert this extra point, they will have stolen this football game. And, of course, the big play in the game becomes the block punt, which I'm going to be strictly 100% honest. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I heard it, but I was in the process of looking up. I didn't see it.
A 14-0 first half for the Tigers. As of now, a 13-0 second half for Northwest.
Look at my little Indian dude down here. That's pretty cool if you're a kid. Oh, he's going to do some, that's not a very good cartwheel. Now, I might be saying dude, and that might be a little girl, too. I don't know. It doesn't look like a girl, though, does it? No.
Mohawks going to go for the win. Or I should say go for the lead. Still a minute 27 remaining.
To me, it looks like they're going to run off tackle left, but don't be surprised if they run the option. It is.
Brown to his left, running out of room. Not looking good. He's brought down in the backfield. McClain makes a stand on the 2-point conversion. That's Andrew Roeder in on the tackle.
And again, the quarterback has to come downhill on that and occupy that defensive end. And again, they haven't been, again, it's not a very pretty way to run the option. It's a shame. It's a great call. The option's a great call. But didn't work out, so 2 weeks in a row, we're sitting here watching these last-minute Louis, and neither one of them can get the extra point. But hey, you know, that's football. And really, Greenfield should thank their lucky stars and probably take up a little collection and go buy a couple of lottery tickets after this game.
(14-13). McClain leading. A minute 27 remaining. Both teams still with one timeout left. Both teams looking to advance to 2-0 on this young season. Second week in a row, we've seen a failed two-point attempt on a potential go-ahead try. Carter Runyon on to attempt the onside kick. Well, excuse me, that's Connor Lentz on to attempt the onside kick. Does Lentz have one more trick in his bag? Kick will not make it to the 50-yard line. And that will just about do it.
Well, they got to take 2 snaps, but again, that shouldn't be much of an issue. And they do have a timeout, so they may have to take 3 snaps. But if you're Greenfield, you should be able to pull that off.
First down and 10 on the plus 48. McClain in victory formation.
Hey, what? Did they call timeout?
Clock is not running, no signal of a timeout.
What are you? How about you give me some signals?
Northwest not going to elect to take their final timeout.
Well, they probably will after this play, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Play clock down to 2. Game clock under 40, and that'll do it.
Unless Northwest.
Unless we have a Mohawk timeout. Does not look like we'll get one. No, we will. Timeout Northwest. So McClain looking to knee this one out here in week 2. It advanced to 2-0 headed into week 3, where they'll travel to Bainbridge to take on the Payne Valley Bearcats. The way things look right now, Northwest looking to head into week 3 1-1 as they'll host the Huntington Huntsmen. So 2 SVC matchups for these two schools in week 1. It'll be the same story in week 3. A lot of movement. We'll have a false start on McClain.
And I believe they got Carter Runyon. Again, those types of things. those types of things happen because you don't practice those things.
After a confusing end to the game with all the knees and the possible timeouts, I believe this one officially will be wrapped up. McClain going to take the victory 14-13 here in week 2. Once again, the Tigers will head into week 3 unbeaten as they'll travel to Bainbridge to take on Paint Valley. Northwest will stay at home 1-1 as they host Huntington. Not a high-scoring game, and interesting to say the least, and very entertaining, especially in the second half, as Northwest started to charge back.
Well, if you're Northwest at halftime, you couldn't ask for a better second half, and to have an opportunity. Played outstanding defense. I don't think Greenfield even threatened to score in the second half. Now maybe they had it buttoned down a little bit, but in my opinion, they shouldn't have had. But again, if you look back to some of the things that happened, it was, I mean, Northwest had their opportunities for sure. You know, if they score on that first possession or the last possession of the first half, it's a wholly different situation for sure.
So we'll quickly go through the stats from tonight's contest. We'll start with the Northwest Mohawks. Firstly, for running back, Colton Campbell only had 9 carries a week ago. This time has 20 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback Jake Brown, 6 carries for 18 yards and a score. And Connor Lentz, 11 carries for 69 yards. Through the air, a tough night for the Mohawks. Brown, 2 of 7 for 8 yards. Connor Lentz, 1 of 1 for 16 yards on the completion to Carter Runyon. Receiving for the Mohawks, Andrew Newman had 1 catch for 6 yards. Ethan Ferguson had 1 grab for 2 yards, and then, as previously mentioned, Carter Runyon had the 1 grab for 16, and that is all for Northwest. For McClain on the ground, back-to-back 100-yard weeks for Andrew Potts, 23 carries for 118 yards and 1 touchdown. For Caden Penwell, 6 carries for 21 yards. For quarterback Drake Stapleton, 4 carries for 9 yards. Through the air, 9 of 17 for 48 yards. Caden Penwell, 2 grabs for 12 yards. For Potts, it was 4 catches for 26 yards, so he continues to show his versatility through 2 weeks, as he has, I believe now, 6 catches through 2 weeks for the Tigers. Penwell had defensively a forced fumble and a sack. And I believe that's about all the stats we have from tonight.
Well, again, I mean, it was a good, classic, old-school football game. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's when you start looking at, you know, not a bunch of turnovers. Of course, the 1 turnover very costly for Northwest there at the end of the first half. But again, you know, and I can tell you too, I saw more so far as being prepared, I thought, for the situations that actually unfolded in the game. I like what Northwest did. It didn't work out for them because they didn't get the extra point, but the little trick play there at the end, great call, you know, great opportunity to be prepared and those kind of things. And again, unfortunately, it didn't work out. I mean, they played great defense in the second half, and If you're Greenfield, I'm not saying they're real lucky, but they're fortunate that this game wasn't taken from them, because they certainly allowed Northwest the opportunity to do that. They just weren't able to do it. So, again, it's something. I don't think, it's something obviously Greenfield can build off of, and it's something that may help Northwest win a game or two down the stretch. It's all dependent on how you want to react to it. It's early. Teams are still looking for an identity. Both of these programs play a very low-risk style of offense, which you have to play great defense with that type of offense. And again, typically in a high school football game, you got 5, 6, 7 guys going both ways. But a few really good athletes tonight. I really like the Lentz kid. Of course, the Campbell and the Potts kid. And I really think both quarterbacks had a very, very serviceable set of skills. If I had to give one piece of advice to Northwest, is I'd like to come down here in about 15 minutes. I could straighten out the arc or the route on the quarterback running that option, because you can tell he doesn't. And again, I don't know how it's being taught to him, but he doesn't understand that he's got to attack the edge of the defense and force that defensive end to basically tackle him before he's pitching. And even though even based on that, it was still an effective play for him and a great call down there for the 2-point conversion. But they saved the worst one for the last. I like leading with Potts and then having Lentz to pitch, or is it Campbell? Campbell. I like him leading, and I like Lentz being the pinch man. But again, till the quarterback, if they can get that straightened out, that can be a very effective play for him down the road. Because I'm telling you, option football is, you talk to any defensive coordinator, option football is especially when you combine it with other things. Just like John and I were talking after the game last week. We had a quarterback back in the early 2000s. It wasn't no more a threat to run as a runner on the option, but we still ran the option because we wanted people to have to defend it. So moving forward, again, nothing to hang your hat on. Season's certainly not lost. They're 1-1. They can build off of that.
Week 3 matchups one more time for both of these teams. McClain will head to Paint Valley, and Northwest will stay home against Huntington. Once again, a big thank you to the athletic department here at Northwest. We've been down here a couple times now, and we've been treated greatly both times. Been hooked up in the gymnasium for a basketball game, and then hooked up here in the press box for a football game. It's always nice to come down here to McDermott, one of the most friendly atmospheres I think I've had here with SOSA throughout my tenure, so always a nice time to come down here and give the Mohawks a visit. But I believe for tonight, Dad, that is all we here at Southern Ohio Sports Authority have for you here in Week 2. Once again, the final, McClain 14, Northwest 13. Drive home safely and have a great rest of your night.